It was some DJ
The
for
whole
like Ministry of Sound. And to this day, I don't even know who.
Really?
Yeah. Not weird.
So Mason is the producer of Exceeder.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we met after the fact, but somebody had put this together and it blew up so big, way more than Bad Babysitter. It became number 3 on the UK charts. And at that time, I was also DJing. So I had like also, this is like the birth of like these years, like the electro clash years of like mixing all the genres and stuff.
Well, 2008, 9, 10, 11 was like a big boom for the EDM scene.
Exactly. And so I was DJing and I was loving it because I could go DJ and then like take the mic, go out on stage and do my own track. And there was no band. And I missed the band, but I also didn't because I also was just like this self-contained unit and I could just go and do my thing. And then like, you know, touring with a band is like it's like difficult, like, you know, and like
process.
Yeah. But I loved DJing a lot. And so I was DJing during that time. And with that hit, it was crazy. Like I was just flown all over the world I was like, you know, living in New York, and then I'd go to Europe for the weekend and DJ, and then come back to New York, and then go the following week. I was commuting to Europe. Like it was a crazy time and an amazing time. But there's like one horrible thing that happened in there, which is that the head of Ministry of Sound made this video for Perfect Exceeder, and he was telling me on the phone, like, yeah, you can be creative director, you know, you'll be in it and you'll help us make, because I've always been very like hands-on on all my visuals and all my things. And they made a video without me. And it was like during the time of like, I don't know if you remember Eric Prid's Call on Me and all that.
Of course.
And like, and like, you know, that they're like that workout video.
Yeah.
They basically just made that. They made that for my song, and I never signed off on that. I'm not even in the fucking video.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so that sort of like, for me, like was so intense, like, you know, to not be a part of my biggest song. And then like people didn't even know what I looked like because they thought I was one of those like gymnasts.
Yeah, they're all lip singing there.
Yeah, exactly.
I was surprised when I saw that because you are in all your music videos.
And then not to be in my biggest one is like so bizarre.
Yeah.
And have no say over the artwork or anything.
So who gets the royalties with all that?
Well, luckily I do. Luckily I get the money.
Okay.
But it like kind of was like a bad creative thing for my brand, you know? Like it was like a weird
Well, it was not, that's not really, I mean, you make music like that, electro, but it wasn't, it's interesting because I was wondering if you would take that remix. You wouldn't give it up, like, right? Like, but what do you think about, you love your music being remixed and mashed up?
I do. I love
really
it.
Like
but I don't like it if you make a video and then put it out and then it gets millions of views and it's like nothing that I would ever sign off on, you know?
So did you part ways?
Yeah. And I like called him crying and it was like so intense. Oh God. But you know, it's okay. You know, it is what it is. I'm grateful that I had a hit. You know what I mean? Like
it's still,
grateful.
It's like 25 million on Spotify.
Yeah. Like it's so crazy. Like I get those end of year, like wrapped, whatever, Spotify wrapped. And it's just like millions of, you know, and if you dig deep into it, it's just like the like 90% of those millions is that one song. And you're like, what about the rest of my song?
Well, I mean, that Perfect Exceeder was like an EP of so many different type of remixes. Yeah. Correct? Mm-hmm. Who was that person that you don't know that put it together? They released that?
Well, Ministry of Sound kind of put it together. They're just like a machine. They were like a dance music machine.
Yeah, well, they still are.
And they still are. Exactly.
Yeah. But so they released that with all these different remixes, and it just, without even telling you.
No, they made they made a. But the thing is it really started taking off, like this remix, like it really took
in the clubs,
off.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. And the gyms.
Yeah, the radio. It was radio, right? It's radio.
It was a radio hit. Yeah, huge. I mean, to this day, it's like, it's big. Like, yeah.
Yeah, Exceeder, I think, only has like not even a fraction of the 25 million. I think it's like 2 million. I could be wrong.
Yeah, and then Perfect, the original, has a fraction as well. So it's just like the two great tastes had to be put together.
It was someone genius to put it together.
Yeah, someone genius, exactly. And I'm forever grateful to that person. I just wish that it went down a little different because I think like it's like as a musician, you have a brand, and I think that kind of just like sidetracked my brand,
Tasty Tuesdays! Thanking you for your time this time. Until next time, we'll see you again next week, same time, same channel.